ridiculous. Like, how do you
the guess, Joel? He got 9. You got 8. I got 7.
So what am I? 20 ahead of you now?
Well, you're ahead of me.
Well, of course I am.
Right. So,
we were all fixed in that department, guys. We were having a little on-air issue. I got to tell you, Curtis here at the studio is like Batman. I thought.
Oh, are we just talking to ourselves again?
Well, kind of. But you were on the air. It was getting the Facebook and YouTube caught up to date. And I got a hold of Curtis. I said, Curtis, there's an issue. What's going on? And I passed him actually coming to work. He was going home, so I called him. I said, Curtis, I have an issue. He goes, I'll be right there. And he came in the door.
Dude, he did come in and out like Batman.
He's Batman.
Do you think Curtis was?
He does drive a Batmobile.
Do you think he's the Beaver Falls Batman?
He has like this old piece of a black Mustang.
I like it.
It looks like what Batman would drive when he was undercover. Type of thing.
All right, so we're saying Curtis is Batman undercover.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
do you think he should duel it out with the Beaver Falls Batman?
Do you think he could be the Beaver Falls Batman?
He might be.
I haven't seen the Beaver Falls Batman since the studio
I
moved.
have not
Well, I haven't
either.
seen Curtis or
and I was just there
at the same time.
the Beaver Falls Batman at the same time. So
I was just
I'm putting
there
two and two
tonight.
together.
I was just there tonight, and I'm gonna go ahead and spot them. I know it's a little early, but I was just there tonight at Just One More Sports Bar. Got us our pizza, buffalo flatbread chicken.
With a side of ranch, delish. I ate 3/5 of it already.
3, saving the rest.
I have 2 pieces left.
And I was there.
The words of Scott, it was delicious.
It was delicious.
In July.
Here's a funny story. I was talking to my son who was raised up here, and he said, like, I would never have caught that on myself
You're
until
right.
you guys been pointing out. And I was like, what'd you say? Say July again. Like, because I just said it right.
And again.
Right just now I said
And
July,
again.
right?
Say it again.
Right? Say it again. He said July. And and the wife's been watching the show, so she just burst out laughing and like, what's so funny? I mean, if you're Southern, you don't even know. You don't know you're talking funny. You don't know.
Right.
You know. Everybody thinks you're Dolly Parton.
I definitely do not think you're Dolly Parton, Scott. You're
yeah.
You're something special, but it is
I
not
love
Dolly Parton.
I love Dolly Parton. She just put out a rock album.
You're a big
I haven't
boob.
downloaded that one. I've been downloading a lot of music. This Jelly Roll. You been listening to this?
I've seen Jelly Roll. I know who he is.
So he beat out Oliver Anthony, which I love. I think that was a great. We pointed that out, and I didn't get here in time to ask Curtis if we could play Jelly Roll song. I'm sure I can say it.
Is it similar to like the Tootsie Roll song?
Can you sing
Let me
it?
see that Tootsie Roll.
You know, and I see the picture of
To the
him,
left.
and he
To
actually
the left. To the right. To the right.
No, that's not.
Come on. To the front.
He
to the
actually
front.
dropped the award
Dip,
and
baby,
broke it.
Dip.
You know?
Dip, baby,
He
dip.
broke the award?
He dropped it and broke it.
Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll.
Wow.
He
All right.
won Nude Artist of the Year, whatever. So anyway, I had to listen to the song today. It gave me goosebumps. Just want you to know.
Well, maybe we'll play it next week.
I'll ask Curtis during the break and see if we can play
Well,
it
guess
tonight.
what we have to do right now?
Go to break.
We definitely do. So you guys have been listening to WVP 99.3. You can check us out at Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. And I think we're going to talk sports when we come back. And it's not going to be Pirates.
TEK Roofing Specialists are known for quality, honesty, and
Welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I'm Brian Pasquale. I'm in the St. Barnabas studio here with co-host Scott Kincaid. Our producer Ryan is here to take your calls at 724-774-1888. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Tamco Building Supplies, as well as TEK Roofing. Give Scott a call for all of your roofing needs at 412-969-1167. That's 412-969-1167. All right, so
You're dying. You've been here.
I've been here since 10 to 3.
I know, but you've
Preparing
been
for the show.
You've been on the air.
I did not set up a single one of these.
You didn't get to talk
bobbleheads.
about last week, and you were just dying to talk. And so I'm going to let you lead off. Are we going to start with the Steelers?
I'd like to talk
game
about the
against
Steelers game
the
against
Packers
the Packers.
game?
Yes, we'll
All
do
right,
that.
let's go that. So you start and tell me, and then I'll feed off of you.
All right. So I was watching TJ Watt, and he was all over the place in the first half. And I'm thinking, like, okay, if this guy continues to play like this, I'm going to have to, like, say something on the show as well as
To lighten up a
social
little
media
bit.
to say, hey, maybe I was a little incorrect about TJ Watt. And then the second half happened, and he went back to his usual MIA. How do you have 7 tackles in the first half and then nothing in the second half?
Can you imagine if this guy played a whole game? I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, if he would have had 14 tackles, I would have been like, this might be the best defensive player in the league, at least for that game. But, did they make adjustments to just stop him? Don't let us hold up your dinner, Scott. Scott is eating.
He's told me to talk now.
No, go ahead.
No,
eat
we
a
wanna
bite
wait
of
till your
pizza.
mouth is full.
Yes, I'm
By
going to
all
ask you a
means.
question as soon as you get a full mouth of the delicious-looking pizza.
Last week you said, how in the world, Joel, did you convince Scott not to talk and
Yes.
let me say what I wanted to say? And so I have this pizza here that I bought from Just One More Sports Bar,
Yes.
and it looks wonderful.
It
you
is
guys already
delicious.
ate. I haven't eaten because I was setting up bobblehead dolls.
If you ladies are done, I just want to say one
You know
thing.
what? Wait. So no, he already opened the door. I'll shut the pizza box. I can wait.
Well, I'm glad we
I'm
heard
a Marine.
that. So my thing is, real quick with what you're saying, I'm gonna settle all the debate right now. If you would look at the numbers of the TJ Watts, the Myles Garrett's, the Nick Bosas, and then you would look over at Max Crosby, have you noticed the number difference? He has more tackles than TJ Watt and Myles Garrett together combined on the season. So he has comparable numbers with the sacks, comparable numbers with forced fumbles, comparable numbers with fumble recoveries. He doubles those two guys. You have to add TJ.
Go back. What is it? 6 years.
You have to add TJ Watt's numbers and
J.J.
Myles
Watt.
Garrett's numbers to even
He
get
broke
to where.
his brother's record.
Yes, absolutely. That's
Okay,
100%
so
true.
What else do you need this guy to do?
Well, he broke
Brian?
it. He broke it on Sunday.
What do you need him to do? You need
Make
him
more
to
than
be
2.5 tackles a game. That's what I need him to do.
A couple more tackles would be nice. I mean, if you're the best defensive player in the league, a couple more tackles would be nice. The records are great, but you're also needed to make tackles on run plays, which a lot of times
He
he's
did. He
right.
did a couple this last game. And I was
He
like,
did.
all right. I was like, okay, he's playing against the run. But then, like, the second half, it's kind of like he's going at like 25% again,
Right.
and I'm like, what? That guy was playing lights out. Did he have like a Red Bull or something before the first half?
And I got to say, I agree with you, Scott, because I am a big TJ Watt fan. However, I pay close attention and take what Scott or Brian says seriously, and I think he's right half of the time. And he's right here because the second half of this football game, he was MIA, as
And
Brian
they really
said.
missed Fitzpatrick in
So
that
who showed
secondary.
up? Who showed up for the Steelers in the second half of the game? Who showed up?
KZ?
It wasn't this. It
It was not the defense. Their defense was terrible, but they had timely.
It wasn't
They weren't
Levi
even-
Wallace. I can tell
They
you
weren't
that.
even wearing.
He showed up for the Packers.
They weren't
He's their number one-
even wearing Steelers uniforms. Who showed up for them? And it's happened time and time again. I mean,
Keanu Neal, interception. KZ, interception. I don't know where you're going, Scott.
Yeah, I never know where Scott's going. We just enjoy the
The
ride.
funny thing is, his face is more bewildered than ours is right now.
It is.
I thought we were going to talk about this.
Oh, yes, go
This
ahead.
is a big story.
You started off.
across the NFL. And
talking about the
and I
referees.
talked about yes.
Oh my God, that lateral. That should have been 7 points for the Packers. I'm sorry.
Unbelievable.
That was. And how do you
And that's
review
the
that
game.
and miss
and
it?
that's the game. Okay. And so when we're doing this
Yeah.
now, if that was the final score, we actually would be on Brian's team here with he's overrated.
Who is?
TJ Watt's overrated
What does
because
that have to do with
The refs, yeah.
backward-
because he didn't show up in the second half. The refs did for the
Oh, I see what you're
Steelers.
saying.
Okay.
If the refs would have done the right job,
Go all the way around.
we would have lost the game, and we'd be
Maybe.
complaining about TJ Watt's performance on getting tackles because the Packers look better in the second half.
You got to admit though,
They look better in the game.
referees
And,
aren't only helping us. Look around the league. Referees are really bad this year.
I'm surrounded every day by diehard Pittsburgh Steelers fans.
Mm-hmm.
And because I have a sports show, I always try to pick their brain. And guess
Absolutely.
you know what I
And
hear?
he talks
You know-
Pirates with him.
and I do. I do. And they love
He wonders
that,
why the
too.
turnover's so high.
I know. But this is what the feedback I got, and I think I
was really
agree
good,
with
Ryan.
this. The feedback I got
Yes.
today from Steeler Nation was, you know what? Why is everybody worried? We're 6-3. You're going to complain about how we got here.
Do you
know
realize-
what? And you know what? I look back though on, let's go back to Big Ben's big years, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's putting up numbers, and he couldn't beat the Patriots. You know why? Because
They cheated.
Tom
because
Brady.
it was a freaking lateral that didn't get called, and so it's payback. It's like James Brown. Hey, it's payback. I need some get back. I'm bad.
Can I make one comment?
You know what? And so why are you going to complain about why you won the game, and why would you even talk about that when we're winning the game? And guess what? And this is what we could just switch the subject just a little bit about the future and Jelly Roll.
Oh, thank God it's not the pass and Babe Ruth.
No. I do have some Babe Ruth
Oh,
stuff.
God.
If we run out of stuff to
Please.
talk about, we can talk about Babe Ruth. But we're not.
So
Gonna.
now
we're not gonna because this show is packed with
we're
a
talking
lot
with
of
James
information.
Brown.
and Jelly Roll.
And Jelly Roll.
Did you hear what Jelly Roll said when he won the CMA?
I don't even know what Jelly Roll is.
I didn't even know Jelly Roll is a country guy. He's country.
I don't. It's music.
Okay,
It's American music. It's Oliver Anthony. What do you call him?
I've never heard of her.
Oliver Anthony. You were the producer of the show when we did this. Oliver Anthony.
Probably. Oh, I'm thinking of the pitcher.
The
Oliver
rich
Perez
man.
is who's coming to mind when you
Rich
say that.
men,
Yes.
North. We're going back
Or
into
Pascual
music.
Perez.
All right,
Do you remember
so
him from
Jelly
Jackass?
Roll.
Oh yeah.
Jelly Roll beat out Oliver Anthony for New Artist of the Year at the CMAs. Just to catch you up, I'm sure. And if my audience doesn't
Well,
know, I'm
Eminem's a
catching them
musician,
up.
and he's not on the CMAs. Is what I'm saying. I
He
mean,
did win a CMA. He won several of them.
If you bring up Taylor
country-
Swift,
Eminem won a country music award. Eminem.
No, maybe not.
Okay. All right. That's beside the point. So Jelly Roll did what?
All right. So anyway,
Did he make any
beat out.
sacks?
He beat out Oliver Anthony. We're going to actually
How many
play some of
tackles
his
does he
music.
have in the second
yeah,
half?
I
We're
would
not
think
seeing
that
the-
TJ
we're not
Watt's better
seeing-
than Jelly Roll.
Because Oliver Anthony's never signed a record deal with anybody. He gets paid from the YouTubes and whatever, and he
Okay.
said, "You know what? I don't need your money. You're not going to tell me how to sing or tell me what songs to sing or what clothes to wear, and you're not going to name me, you know, not my birth name, if that makes sense." Do you know people that have done this?
I don't even know what you're talking about. To be
So
honest.
if you do
That makes
history,
two of us. I am completely lost. I seriously,
I think that you probably make sense. I'm not getting what you're saying.
neither am I. Explain it in more detail, I guess, in under 3 minutes.
in under 3 minutes. All right. So a lot of country music stars, just to be safe for me, a lot of country music stars had weird names that weren't country.
Okay, I can see what you're saying
Like
now.
And
Jelly
they sign
Roll.
a big deal, and then they have to change their name.
Gotcha.
And I'm not going to drop names. And if you know country music, you know what I'm talking about. But Jelly Roll,
Is that
all
a band?
tattooed up. He looks like a rapper. He sings the song, you know, "I'm a Lost Cause." You never heard that song?
No, Scott. I listen to talk radio during the day. I don't listen to music.
Okay, well,
So I'm
anyhow,
completely in
so
the-
he beat out Oliver Anthony, who was nominated for New Country Music Artist of the Year without a record deal, which would have been amazing if he had won. And Jelly Roll won. And I've heard of Jelly Roll, and I never listened to the music. And I put this song on today. It's called "I Need a Favor" by Jelly Roll, and it gave me goosebumps. And we're going to play it a little bit later because I think it's really a good song. And when he got the award, and this is how it's tied into sports, Brian.
Oh, I've been waiting patiently
So-
for 2 segments now.
So when he got the award, he said, the windshield is bigger than the rear view mirror for a reason. And so if you're a Steelers fan, and I got this impression from a lot of Steeler fans today, you know,
Did
different
Deshaun
ones.
Watson just hit the windshield?
Like everybody's a little worried. Like this
Coming
is
down
gonna,
376.
We watch football. We're Steeler fans. We watch football. We can't believe we're winning in the Patriot way. We're winning in that way. Like we shouldn't be winning these games, and we're winning. But you know what? The windshield's bigger than the rear view mirror. Don't worry about how you won those last games. Now we have Broderick Jones. Porter Jr. is coming alive. The depth is coming out. They're bringing these fresh legs in, and that's what we talked about at the beginning of the
Benton's
season. That
playing
this
well.
is the deepest team that we've seen. There's a lot to be excited about being a Steeler fan, and so I know it took me a long time to go that full circle.
So,
But do you understand where I was going?
So Scott's looking in the windshield and not the rear view mirror with the Steelers. Even though
Correct.
he said they were going to win 7 games this year and they already have 6.
Correct.
Okay.
And also 88 wins for the Pirates.
I'm not Nostradamus over here. I'm just Scott Kincaid at the Hey Peanut Sports Show. Brought to you by TEK Roofing. It's gutter cleaning season. Give us a call, 412-969-1167. Make sure you give me a call, and so that you can get signed up for the big giveaway for the greatest Pittsburgh sports fan. You can get all these bobblehead dolls. We got a Willie Stargell plate here, still in package. I've been trying to find some Steeler bobblehead dolls. They don't make them, Brian. That's what I was told. They don't make them. How is football bigger than baseball if they don't have a bobblehead doll? I don't know.
I guess,
what world am
I guess the
living
NFL
in?
doesn't need it.
I guess not.
Well,
I love
listen,
bobblehead dolls. Look
we
at
are
that.
definitely going to talk sports when we come back
like
after
they're
the break.
alive.
We have Ralph Williams coming up after the break. You guys have been listening to WVVP 99.3, and you can check us out at Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. And we'll be back in 2 minutes.
At Geneva College, your academic experience will prepare you.
Going on the air.
Welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I'm Brian Pasquale. I'm in the same part of this studio here with co-host Scott Kincaid. Our producer Ryan is here to take your calls at 724-774-1888. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Tamco Building Supplies, as well as TEK Roofing. Give Scott a call for all your roofing needs at 412-969-1167. So every other Wednesday, we have what I call the 4 dubs. Wednesday's Wisdom with Williams. We have Ralph Williams from the Sports Corner show here on Tuesdays from 5 to 6. Ralph, you're there, right?
I am. How are you today, guys?
I'm doing very well. Scott
doing
is in a
great.
mood.
Yeah, I see that.
feels like-
I can hear that. Hey, I want to ask you a question. Are you guys conducting an auction here?
An auction.
Ralph, I'm
It's a
here and I have
giveaway.
no
You know,
idea
the
what's going on.
internet
It's a
auction,
giveaway.
that's just-
You know what? You
Over
probably,
there.
if you enter in this contest, Ralph, then you'll probably be the leading candidate.
Now,
Maybe
to
for this
remind
oven
everybody, you
I
have
don't know if you want this stuff. You probably have.
I'm not sure people
twice
remember
as much.
or know exactly how to get involved because we haven't mentioned it yet this week. This is stuff that we can win. Scott, why don't you tell the people how they could participate?
Well, I tried to get you to comment on the Facebook Live thing. That didn't work out too well. And so the next step, and hopefully this works. If this doesn't work, we're going to try something else. But you just give me a call, 412-969-1167, or text me at that number.
Now, this is your personal number.
Well, it's my personal business number.
And we could call in the middle of the night when you're sleeping and prank call you and things like this. I'm sorry, my friend. Please.
All right, Ralph,
At the beginning of that, I thought you were trying to help me out. What's going on here?
it is
okay.
pick on Scott day. I think.
Yes, so.
Ralph, feel free to just pick on Scott along with us.
Yeah,
I'm just
please.
going to do this, and
Yeah,
y'all
I'm
pretend I'm a bobblehead
I was
too,
just
okay?
talking about
I'm
the
gonna
internet
do that,
auction there or whatever.
Yes.
Hey, you know what? You better check with our general manager because supposedly we're part of the company and we can't participate in anything like this.
Right,
Oh,
right.
no,
You're
this
private.
isn't a company promotion.
okay.
This is a Hey Peanut Sports Show promotion, and the radio station
Oh.
has nothing to do with
Okay,
it.
well,
They
then
may
I'll
contribute to
participate
it,
then.
and
Thank
if they contribute to it, and then you might not win what they contribute, I guess. But these bobbleheads, you're more than
okay,
welcome
yeah.
to win them, Ralph.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think we got the Sean
Oh, sure,
Rodriguez bobblehead for you, Ralph. So,
Hey, that
so while we have Ralph on the line, I wanted to get your take on the Steeler game against the Packers real quick.
Well, it was another one of them games, and I've said it many times. It's better be lucky than good. I do agree with you about the T.J. Watt thing, but what you have to understand, guys, is these teams make adjustments. And they start off in the first half. They might try to double team Watt or triple team him. And now, if you notice, the Steelers have been moving him around. They've been putting him in the middle, moving him to the other side to try to get him involved more in the game because he gets that double team and that triple team. Teams make adjustments in the second half from the first half, so they probably started making some adjustments to get him out of the game. But the last couple of games, I've noticed the Steelers have been moving him around. They haven't been keeping him in the same spot.
I like him in coverage, actually.
I want to ask you a question too. This has nothing. I don't want you to predict the game's outcome, but now that Quan Alexander's out for the season and he's the guy tackling behind T.J. Watt, is that really going to start showing effect? Because no one noticed except for Brian that T.J. Watt can't tackle anybody because
didn't say
Quan
that.
Alexander is behind him picking up the slack, allowing him to rush the quarterback. Now he's gone, and. Golly, what's his name? Who's filling his spot? Who's filling Quan Alexander's spot?
It's
Mark
probably going to be
Robinson.
Mark Robinson.
Is that gonna fill the shoes? Is that gonna be like next man up? I know we're a deep team, but I don't know if you can fill Quan Alexander's, and no one's really talking about how big of a player he's been this year on the defense. How do you
Well,
think that's going to
I
work
heard-
against Cleveland, who's a run offense even without Chuck?
Yeah, well, you know something, guys. Nick Herbig is taking reps in the inside too, so they can use Nick Herbig when they need to. And and Marcus Golden, I saw him play some inside in the last game. So they have some depth at linebacker. They just brought a guy up from the practice squad that played in the XFL last year, and he's played with some other teams.
That does
I
not
know
sound
it's
encouraging to me, Ralph. I know you said that like it was a big deal, but the XFL does not excite me unless you're Kurt Warner. You know?
Well, yeah, I understand that, Scott, but what you got to understand is we have enough depth right now, and I think we can handle ourselves pretty well. I hope that, Mediocre Mike and Terrell Austin make some changes in the different schemes that they use on defense. They might add an extra corner or an extra safety in there and take out that factor. They could get someone. I heard Marcus Allen is out there still or somewhere.
Well,
From the
not working.
Raiders?
So, Marcus Allen knows the system.
So now you call Mediocre Mike. Do you think he's doing a good job by sidelining George Pickens? because he's not the starter. He wasn't last week either, and he's not going to be this week. Is that mediocre Mike, or is that like Big Daddy Mike putting this foot down on the future Antonio Browns of the organization and trying to stop it before it goes out of hand? Because this kid is obviously lost his mind, even though he's a great talent. The great talent comes with this crazy personality that they just think they're bigger than life. And so I don't know. He's like mediocre Mike is. He's like one of the front runners for Coach of the Year right now, because they're 6-3 and they don't even have the yards or the defense or anything else on the stat level to back that up. So the credit has to go to mediocre Mike, right? I don't know.
Well,
I understand where you're coming from. I've never been a Tomlin fan either, but this year I've kind of starting to see a different. Like, I totally didn't expect them to win 7 games all year, and now that I look at the games that they won, I'm wondering, you know what? Has to be some great coaching, because it's not great anything else other than one linebacker or getting records, sacking quarterbacks. I mean, other than that, I don't know how they're pulling this off. It's kind of sneaky. You can't explain it. If you can explain it, we want to hear you explain it on your show every Tuesday from 5 to 6. Is that right, Ryan? Fill us in on how this goes with the Ralph Corner Sports Corner. I always get him with food in his mouth.
You literally do this every time.
Yeah.
Well, it's just one more sports bar providing the pizza, and that's the way I can spot them too. So tell Ralph, or tell everybody how we can listen to Ralph explain to us how mediocre Mike is not.
Well, I don't know if that is exactly what he's going to do, but I can tell you every Tuesday from 5 to 6 o'clock p.m., you can catch Sports Corner with Ralph Williams right here on WBVP.
Hey,
yes,
Ralph.
you can. Thank you, Ryan.
Hey, Ralph.
Thank you, Ryan.
We're going to go to break here. Can you stay with us for another segment?
Yes, I can.
That'd be great. Yeah, 'cause I
All
want to
right.
get your pick for this Cleveland game, and I hope I wasn't too mean, Ralph. I love you. You know that.
Oh, I understand, Scott. You're entitled to your opinion. I got you.
Okay. All right. So I guess Scott had a question there, but it lasted 3 minutes in asking it, and I guess you didn't get the answer, Ralph. So if you want to go ahead and answer that question now about mediocre Mike.
Yes. Okay, I will answer that question. First of all, it's only 9 games. We still have 8 games to go. They could lose these 8 games, okay? And they could be 6-11, all right? When they made all these deals in the offseason, I thought they were going to be a way better football team, dominant, physical, and they're not. But even though the only reason they're still winning is because other teams make mistakes. All right. Most of the games that we won, we beat Baltimore because John Harbaugh was stupid enough to go for it twice on 4th and 1 and didn't make it. Then Cleveland, this Kevin Stefanski always makes bad mistakes against the Steelers. It was because the other teams made either coaching mistakes, penalties, or they beat themselves. That is how the Steelers are winning these games. Okay, and that is luck, because if you're not good, you need luck. And like I said, it's better to be lucky than good. Now, the George
That's the
Pickens
words of
thing.
the great Arnold Palmer right here from Beaver Falls,
Well-
Pennsylvania. Yeah, that was his quote, right? It's better to be lucky than good. And
Right.
I think they're both. But lucky definitely has a part to do with what their record is. And so I'm excited. Are you excited, Ralph, about the future, or are you expecting this implosion of badness?
Well, we'll see. I mean, I can't predict it. I don't have a crystal ball, but I will tell you about the George Pickens thing. You asked me that question, too. Yes, I am impressed with the fact that Mike Tomlin has finally decided to bench a player for that stuff, because numerous times on his press conference, he would let that stuff slide.
Right.
And when the reporter would say to him, "What are you doing about the social media stuff?" he said nothing. So, I mean, he let Juju Smith-Schuster do it, and he let Antonio Brown make an idiot of himself, and now George Pickens is starting to do it, and that's why at one point there's some things I give mediocre Mike credit for. First of all, in the Green Bay game, I give him clock management skill credit, because at the final minute
It
of the
was
game,
so
he had the
horrible
punt team to the
last few
side.
years,
Let the
like
clock
3
run
years
down.
ago. It was so
But-
horrible, that clock management.
Right, but that game, he had good clock management. He managed it right, and he called the timeouts when he needed to. And that's good clock management. And Matt LaFleur of Green Bay made some poor decisions. And that's why the Steelers have been winning some of these games. The Jacksonville game, Doug Peterson don't screw up for nothing. Doug Peterson's one of the best coaches in the league. Okay, even though they got blown out this week by San Francisco, somebody here, we got blown out by San Francisco. So what I'm saying is,
San Francisco's lost a few games
too.
too.
How the players screw up and the coaches mess up.
One note before we do go on break, guys, I do want to say this. If the number 1 seed Kansas City Chiefs lose to Philadelphia on Monday and we beat Cleveland without Deshaun Watson, without Chubb, we have the same record as the number 1 seed Kansas City Chiefs. Do what you want with that. I can't explain it, but there you go.
I think we need help from the Bengals, too.
I feel like we're
a half game behind the Ravens.
Only because the Ravens played one more game. We have the head-to-head if we had the same amount of games, so we would technically have the same record.
It'll be like May 1st as a Pirates fan. You're 20-8.
But you're right, if the Bengals would beat the Ravens, that would certainly help our cause.
Granted, you don't have 120-something games left to play, but, they're more than halfway through the season.
They are, yes.
All right. This looks
9
good.
down, 8 to go.
This looks good.
I do remember a few years ago when we were 11-0, and we were bad then too, right?
Right.
Remember, everybody stopped remembering how to catch the ball. Every single receiver we had, every running back, nobody would catch a football after 11-0. It was unbelievable.
And here's the thing: as much as you might hate the Patriots fans, because we all do. Everybody else in the NFL just can't stand a Patriot fan because of their record and their dominance and this and the other. But guess what? They are not real happy about that year where they only lost the Super Bowl. Like, you just don't even remember that team being as dominant. Like, they don't brag about that year. They won every game.
They
lost the Super Bowl.
They're what are they, 2-8 right now?
To the Giants.
2-8. First time they've been 2-8 since 2000.
All right. Well, listen, we do have to go to break. Ralph, you said you're going to stay with us?
Yes, I can.
I want to talk a little number 87 on the other side of the break. You guys have been listening to WBBP 99.3. You can check us out at Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. We'll be back in 2 minutes talking hockey.
All the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Gnu's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Gnu's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Gnu's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
One of the greatest honors a person can receive is to be gathered with their people at the time of their passing. Even biblical authors, when they wanted to explain what it meant to have lived a great, prosperous, and meaningful life, spoke of the individual as having lived a long time and being gathered with friends and relatives near as they closed out their twilight years. Being gathered together with loved ones is something that the J&J Spratt Funeral Home takes very seriously as well. The comfort both given and received cannot be underestimated. J&J Spratt Funeral Home also knows that the honor shown to a loved one at their time of need in this manner is still the right thing to do today. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has been gathering together with area families for 4 generations and looks forward to honoring future residents deserving of being gathered together with friends and family. Click jjsprattfh.com.
Hey, Peanuts!
Welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I'm Brian Pasquale. I'm kind of in the St. Barnabas studio here with Scott Kincaid. He's somewhere running around the studio. Our producer Ryan's here to take your calls at 724-774-1888. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Tamco Building Supplies, as well as TEK Roofing. Give Scott a call for all your roofing needs. at 412-969-1167. We have on the line Ralph Williams from the Sports Corner here on Tuesday nights from 5 to 6 on Beaver County Radio. Ralph, about 2 weeks ago, I was on the radio last because I had to do a training last Wednesday, and I was unable. The Penguins were looking terrible at that point, and now all of a sudden, they're in the hunt.
Well, it seems like what's happening, Scott and Ryan, what's happening here is the Penguins are starting to get some cohesion. They're starting to get themselves together, starting to play better together. What I can't understand is why it took this long in order for this to happen. And it just seems rather odd. And then Jarry got hurt, and that kind of threw a monkey wrench into everything. But now if Jarry's back, let's
I don't know that. I don't know how long it took to happen. We just got a new GM, and then he went out and got Erik Karlsson. All this is happening.
And Riley Smith.
And Ryan Smith. All this has happened in the last 6 months. I'm actually excited about how this is cohesion. I did watch the game, and it was great to see him get a hat trick. And what a great accomplishment Crosby is still doing on the ice. He looks great. He's still orchestrating.
He's 36, and he's out there playing like he's,
my goodness,
28.
If you get it, this is the best hockey to watch is Penguins hockey. And whether or not it's Stanley Cup caliber team yet, I think they're going to develop. I think this new GM's pulling them together. That Karlsson, Crosby, I think Malkin's getting pushed aside, maybe.
No, Malkin's
there
playing
were
well,
9 assists last night on 5 goals. That tells me there was a lot of teamwork, right? And the dream's going to work. And I think I'm really excited. They were in last place. Normally they start out in first. And now they're last, crawling their way back. I'm excited about hockey.
So, Ralph, you're still there, right? Because you're cutting out a little bit. Are you still there, Ralph? All right. If not, here's the thing, Scott. The next 10 days, the Penguins play 6 games. The Penguins are the oldest team in the NHL. How are those legs going to be feeling in about 10 more days?
I'm 53, so I'm thinking the experience wins. One of my favorite movies is Space Cowboys with Clint Eastwood, and where the old guys come in and show the young guys how it's done. I think it's great. I hope it works out well. Hockey is also like football and baseball. The injury comes into play. It's a long season. So we'll see. We're just going to see how experienced they are to stay healthy. And I think with that experience, hopefully they realize that they got to protect themselves, which kind of makes for safer hockey, which no one likes. But they got some young legs in there now too. There was 9 assists. That's not, the 2 main players we're talking about. I had this up. I need to pull it back up. The Penguins. I didn't know we were going into hockey. I thought we were talking about.
I said before the break we were going into hockey. Oh. I don't think Scott pays attention to me. Do you think he does, Ryan?
Not at all.
I probably don't.
I'm like the last one he listens to. I'm okay with that, Scott. Yeah,
that's the premise of the show. Is 2 guys sitting in the cheap seats, and those
not
2
paying
guys,
any attention to each other's words, just talking and having fun, and
right,
yeah,
and you definitely roust on each other, right?
Without a doubt.
That's the nature of it. And so, as much as you guys think Brian doesn't like Scott, and deep down, I know the more he rousts on me, it's just showing his love because he is an uncompassionate
Don't believe it for
person.
a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Anyhow.
Well, Karlsson's defense has been better than I thought. I thought he was going to be like just the worst defensive player ever, and he's playing decent defense. What are you looking up here, Scott?
I'm trying to pull up the hockey stuff.
Okay, the New Jersey's in town.
He has a yellow notepad,
tomorrow,
and he's good. I have to use my phone. It's not a smartphone when you do this.
So what are you looking up with your hockey stuff? The Penguins have 16
All the people
16 points or 8-6.
What about Rust? He was big in the game before this last game.
Yeah. After the last 5 games, they've all been playing very well.
Right. I mean, there's a few people I don't know. Who's this Hinostroza? You know who that is? He had an assist. He didn't have that much time. He had a shot on goal, too. But you got a point. Tristan Jari was in goal, and then I got the wrong screen up. The
It's all right, Scott. We'll wait till 6 for you to figure this out. It's okay. Just in time for the Pat Narduzzi show. God, how could he go on and do a show every week with that team?
He's getting paid.
They are way worse than I expected them to be.
It's just brutal.
They beat Wofford, and they used their one, which they have every year, that one upset. They used them on Louisville. That's literally the only 2 wins they have.
Ryan, do you know how many people watched the Syracuse Pitt game? It was at Yankee Stadium.
It looked like about 9 people were there, I can tell you.
Oh, right. It was terrible.
Oh, that sucks.
Right.
I don't know what the attendance was, but it looked really
It
bad.
looked really bad, so it looked like Heinz Field when Pitt plays anybody but Notre Dame.
Yeah, right. Or like when they had the high school games at Acrisure. You know how there's...
I think Brian's picking on me. As soon as I got the hockey up, he starts talking about Pitt.
Oh, go ahead. No,
Well,
go ahead.
I don't want to talk Pens the whole segment.
I'm going to play this game, and we're going to swip it over. Last week, when you weren't here, we were talking about Dominican League baseball. Did you watch the show?
I was at a training.
No, but did you rewatch the
Listen,
show?
I
Which you
watched
can watch, by the way.
second segment at
Beaver
4:15 to 4:30. You had this fantastic guest that called in. It was hilarious. He was brilliant. You should have him on every week.
Oh my God. So anyway, Joel was
was
talking
me,
about
ladies
the
and
Dominican League, and so he pointed out, and I've been streaming it, and so the Dominican League, the Eagles played. Oh goodness, forget the team, but they sold out City Park in New York.
Yeah, he was saying how big it is. What is the tournament that they play now with the whole?
This was a appreciation
Right.
game just during the league. This wasn't actually a tournament like caliber. This was just a regular season game that these two teams came to New York City to give appreciation to the Dominican people that live in New York City. And that's how many Dominicans live up there and support baseball. They sold out City Park.
And 9 people went to watch Pitt.
Not only that, think about it. Now, hold on. I'm going to blow your seats off. They only sold out the Mets. The Mets only sold out the park 0 times all year. 0. Opening day didn't sell out.
Are we clear on this
sell
fact?
out.
I got it. We got to check at the break on this fact.
Well,
don't the Mets play in Queens?
Did the Pirates sell out this year? No. How many teams did sell out? Not that
When
many.
did we get a buzzer? Ryan, when did you get that prop of a buzzer?
I don't know.
And where did I find the one that sounds just like Scott's voice?
That sounds good, doesn't it? No, that didn't sound good. Should I stop that, Ryan? I'll get a button.
There's a mute button right there.
There's a
Your mute button's broke. Scott probably broke
If you
the
see
mute
Brian
button.
reaching over here, he's trying to. That's his last bit cause to shut me up. We were talking about hockey.
Yes. So
Then
the
we went
Penguins
to
are looking
baseball.
good. 6 games. Hopefully they can get at least 8 points out of those 6 games. They're in the playoffs if they were to start right now. There's
Yeah,
not
it's
much
too
more you
early.
can't. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
definitely
it's
early,
way
but
too early.
But after that horrific start, it could have gone the other direction.
We said that in May about the Pirates. They're in the playoffs if they start right now. They're the first place team.
They were.
And
they were
you know
20
what?
and 8.
And the Pirates were the Penguins were the last place team 2 weeks ago. Not even 2 weeks ago, a week ago. It just takes a few wins in hockey and do well. And then everybody else shoots the barn or whatever.
Well, listen, we have 3 minutes before we have to go to break, and then we're going to be talking.
Actually, we're going to.
But there's something I wanted to bring up, and I only want to spend like 3 minutes on it. Really. It's the NBA. Okay?
All right.
So do you
We'll go to
remember
the NBA. I
Do you
can
remember
plug my stuff later.
2 weeks ago, I was talking about how I went to the Steelers game
Yes.
and how there was a lot of downtime,
All right.
right?
No flow.
So this YouTuber I follow, he was putting the Lakers, or no, it was the Warriors versus the Nuggets. And he gets these cams, and they're like the ones above the basket, and it doesn't go to commercial. It just shows the camera with all the timeouts and challenges and this, and it was like watching the NFL game. It was all stoppage of play. Like these guys never played. And I'm like, and I was talking about how basketball is up and down, up and down, up. No, it is like a foul. They walk around.
So
They
one
get
of my
to the line.
So one of my buddies is a photographer for the NBA,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not allowed to say who and what
That's
because
fine.
of these little licensing things. And same with the Pirates. I got a lot of friends with the Pirates organization, but I'm not allowed to use their name because of the organization and It's all good, but they actually have to, before the play starts, make sure the cameraman is set.
I would
Not-
assume so.
No, not just the cameraman for the TV or for the replay, the cameraman for the official team that takes the camera shot of the dunk in your face or whatever they call that. What's that called when you dunk in someone's face?
Posterized.
A posterized.
Because then you go on a poster.
You got to have the posterized camera guy there in case somebody gets posterized before they can start to play. And that doesn't make any sense to me. It's fun to watch the University of Tennessee football because it's such a high-paced, it's a high-paced offense, and that's
like
what
Slippery Rock
makes it
versus
fun.
IUP is.
Probably.
It's usually like 40-something to 50-something, and it's just like touchdown after touchdown, and
They are just
a lot of
hurry
action.
up before they figure out our play. And we can talk about that when we come back. We're going to talk about.
We're talking about the Browns when we come back.
Well,
we have
when
our
we get-
Cleveland connection when we come back.
This goes against all sports, stealing plays. Michigan just got, Harbaugh was sidelined
Right.
because of stealing plays, which he claims everybody does in every sport.
He's probably not wrong.
We could probably talk
I
the
think
rest
Coward
of the
said
hour
something
as
like
much as
that.
I want to do picks. I think we could talk the whole hour about stealing plays and how it robs us, the consumer that watches the sport, that you are out there trying to tell us you're an honest team playing an honest sport and you're stealing plays. And so I just think it's illegal. I think it's illegal. It's stealing.
Listen,
It says it in the word, stealing.
Yeah, but you could steal
Right?
second, and that's not illegal.
Let me steal something from you
if
and
you
tell me
go
and you're not
scout
gonna
a
call the
team,
cops?
if you go scout a team and you're watching everything they do and you're getting it on camera and you go home and you watch it and you prepare, how is that any different than seeing what they use as a signal when you say, you know what, I recognize this. I know that I'm going to protect.
I'm raising
against
kids to play this sport because they feel like that these heroes are honorable players and they're honorable.
Who gave them that
And
idea?
Charles Barkley's most certainly done.
The media impresses. These are
We are not role
superhero
models.
players.
I am not a role model.
I'm not. I am. I'm a father. I'm definitely a
Well,
role
no,
model to
he
my
just
kids.
said Charles Barkley. I mean, but the point.
I'm just saying that you're being led to believe to raise your kids to be like these guys, and then you raise them, and then they realize when they get up there that I've been raising them not to steal their whole life, and then they get up there. And go, it's okay if you steal a sign. It's okay if you
it's a
cheat in this
strategy
sport.
in sport compared
just
to
think it's
going
not
in and
honorable.
stealing something from a store, it's two different things. I think that
Absolutely. We can all agree on that except for Scott. Hey, listen, we do have a hard break here. We are going to be talking the Cleveland Browns with our Cleveland Connection on the other side of the break. You can listen to WBBP 99.3. You can check us out at Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are fading in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads this fall. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Ganew's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod or street custom to full custom color paint, Ganew's also handles collision and general repairs. Say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Ganew's Body Works, 408th Street in Freedom.
Tune in to Beaver County Radio, Sunday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. for Scott Paulson's Radio Stella. Radio Stella is presented by Fry Transportation and is all about the history of rock and roll. Scott is armed with thousands of songs and useless rock and roll trivia that he has put together to bring you 2 hours of jams every Sunday night that you may never forget. Radio Stella is also being brought to you in part by Pittsburgh Guitar. So tune in Radio Stella with Scott Paulson every Sunday night from 7 to 9 here on Beaver County Radio.
TEK Roofing Specialists are known for quality, honesty, and efficiency. You can reach them at 412-969-1167. Whether it's a small leak or a new roof, TEK Roofing Specialists will fix the problem. Check out TEK Roofing on Facebook to see quality work they've done. TEK Roofing uses only the best products like Tamco's Titan XT Premium Shingles with a 160-mile-per-hour wind warranty. That's TEK Roofing Specialists, 412-969-1167. Insured, licensed, and certified.
November is scooting along nicely.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
And Thanksgiving is right around the corner.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if you're in charge of arranging your big feast, the Jones Turkey Farm in Cabot is the clear choice for their delicious, all-natural, free-roaming turkeys and chickens. They're preservative-free, you know. But don't delay. Order now on their new website store at jonesturkeyfarm.com. For the tastiest turkey or chicken in Western Pennsylvania, go to jonesturkeyfarm.com or call 352-2450. Order your bird now from the Jones Turkey Farm in Cabot.
The best of Beaver County is easy to discover. It's right here on your radio. Tune in Beaver County Radio or watch the best of Beaver County live on Facebook or YouTube video this and every Thursday from 11 to 11:30. The program is made possible by St. Barnabas. For over 3 years now, the show has been dedicated to shining light on the great things going on right here in your neighborhood and the people that are making it happen. This Thursday, enjoy conversation and insight from an intriguing lineup of guests who are creating excitement and having an impact right here in Beaver County. Your friends and neighbors at St. Barnabas are pleased to support the best of Beaver County. The radio broadcast will also be replayed each week from 11:30 to noon on Sundays on Beaver County Radio. Archived Best of Beaver County videos can be viewed on the WBVP WMBA Facebook page. It's your chance to encounter the best of Beaver County with host Mike Romai this Thursday starting at 11. For more information, visit beavercountyradio.com.
Hey, Peanuts!
Welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I'm Brian Pasquale. I'm in the St. Barnabas studio here with co-host Scott Kincaid. We are here with our producer, Ryan. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Tamco Building Supplies, as well as TEK Roofing. Give Scott a call for all your roofing needs at 412-969-1167. Also, I'd like to thank Just One More Sports Bar down on 7th Avenue and 10th Street in downtown Beaver Falls. The pizza we got tonight was absolutely amazing. I've eaten 3/5 of it.
I'm going to agree with you, Brian. That's a really good pie. And it's like a flatbread. As Scott said, it's a flatbread. There's about 5 pieces. And it has chicken on it and cheese, and you got ranch to dip it. It's a really good pizza.
Oh, they have great things.
What would you? Is that what you would categorize that as? It's a pizza?
Yeah, it's a flatbread pizza.
Yeah, it's a flatbread pizza with some chicken. And
I got you guys the buffalo chicken. It's got a little spice in it. Open up the sinuses, so it'll sound better on the radio. Is what I thought.
It's going to take a lot more than pizza.
Anyhow, every Saturday night they do. I said his name wrong. It's Dirty Beats. Last week it was Dirty Dean, but I guess maybe his name is Dean. I couldn't get the confirmation, but he goes by Dirty Beats. Every Saturday night, go down to the Just One More Sports Bar, listen to Dirty Beats. They definitely have wing night tomorrow night, 42 different flavors. If you want to combine them, then the numbers are exponential as far as how many different flavors there are. You really can customize your wings there. And we absolutely love the people down there. Hi, Amanda. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're watching the show. I was going to say, I was going to lead into this, but I think Thegan's on the line. Let's just go ahead and get Thegan on the line.
We also have Jerome on the line. Tegan, can you hang on for 1 second here? Jerome, are you there?
Gentlemen, Joel over here checking in.
Joel. Okay. All right. Listen. All right.
So that clears it a lot up, actually.
Ryan
your
was
new
having
name
some
is
bad
Jerome.
hearing. All right.
For the next week, you're called Jerome.
All right. So we have Joel on the line and we have Tegan on the line. We could do both of you guys at the same time.
Sorry about that, dude.
First, I want to go to Tegan here real quick because, the Browns have lost their starting right tackle, their starting left tackle, the best running back in the league, and now Deshaun Watson for the season. What is everybody talking about up in Cleveland?
Hey, before you answer that thing, and I'm going to properly, because I'm from the South, I'm going to properly introduce you. Thegan Robbins, TAMCO representative for TEK Roofing Specialist, 412-969-1167. How's it going, Thegan? Are you doing good up there?
Does that fall under Southern Hospitality? Is that what that is?
It is.
Did you make him an apple pie?
He went right into the question.
Okay.
We don't even know who we're talking to.
Yeah.
It's just some guy.
It's our Cleveland connection.
Oh, well. He still
All right.
deserves you.
That was very nice.
Thank you. See,
Are you
how
saying
that
I'm
works?
rude?
You see how that works? Okay. You doing okay, buddy?
Well, there's a little bit of turmoil. You know, this morning I came home from the gym, saw the alert on my phone, instantly threw it down. As the day went on, found out our rookie from UCLA, I think he was a 6th-round draft pick, Mr. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, DTR, getting the start, getting the nod on Sunday.
He's great. He was a great college player.
He was a
though.
great coach, but the Pitt Panthers did beat him in the bowl game last year. I just want to throw that out there. The Pitt Panthers beat him in the bowl game. Go ahead, continue, guys.
Well, I mean,
The Pitt Panthers. I just want to put that out there.
we're talking about team against team, not player against player.
Okay.
I think the shining star in that bowl game was Robinson. I think he was
On the losing team, yes, he was.
He was the only thing they had going for them going down the stretch. That was a close game. I watched that bowl game.
Very good game. UCLA and Pitt.
So, what's everybody saying up at the Browns? I've seen some Browns people post on my social media, and they are just furious they didn't get a backup quarterback before the trade deadline. Is that a consensus up there?
Well, I think not only that, we didn't make any moves to get a left or right tackle, specifically right tackle, but also Mr. Dobson, what he's now doing. That boy's going to get paid in Minnesota probably.
Wow, you ain't kidding. You got
We're kicking ourselves in the butt.
But is that something? And I know I have to bring this up, Brian, and you're gonna just we'll probably save it for later. But aren't you kicking yourself in the butt over Josh Dobbs?
That's what he just said.
I would be.
So Scott doesn't listen to you either, Tegan. Now I'm not taking it personally.
No, I thought he was talking about the linebacker situation.
We really are. It's sad. It's I will say this though. Let's go back September 18th, 22-26, 408 total yards versus 255. Our defense is better. We're improved. You know, we got a little bit of a running game. Kareem Hunt finding his stride, I feel like. He's got his in-game playing. You know, he's in shape now. I think we'll be fine, but it sure makes me wonder, boy. We were picking apart the Ravens in the second quarter and the second half on Sunday. And
yeah, what a comeback that was.
That was impressive.
Didn't Deshaun Watson, didn't he go like 14 for 14 with a broken shoulder?
And he had a tweaked ankle too, because he actually went out right before halftime, rolled ankle. So that's what I thought initially this injury report was going to be. It was something with the ankle, but they're saying it's in that throwing arm. Did the MRI on Monday. It's like a glenoid. I'm not a medical. I'm just a dumb roofing sales guy, so don't quote me on these words. A broken bone in the glenoid, so that's why they're taking precaution. They're doing this, but. You know, it's I like if we throw Walker in. You know, he's not bad. You know, I wish we would have had him all training camp and preseason. But you know, hey, DTR, this guy is supposed to be the future and take the reins after Deshaun Watson. So, you know, hey, look at C.J. Stroud in Houston as a rookie. Look what he's doing.
Oh, he tore apart the Steelers.
Almost duplicated.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud looked like Dan Marino against the Steelers. So are you guys confident that you're going to go to 7-3, or are you thinking the season's lost? Or
it's a big game. They're both tied, right? And it's at home now, so.
Lost, but my playoff seed, no. I think if we could get a wild card berth, at best, I think that's good. But you know, there's just some mood. The thing we need to quote here, we talk, and I've said this before. It's a Browns thing that only happens to the Browns. This is the most Brownsiest Cleveland Browns thing that could happen at all.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. I feel bad for you guys, but at the same time,
they're in the same spot. They're in the same spot. They're the same record. They are sitting there up there going, same thing. Same thing we are going, I don't know how we're 6-3. And I really don't have any confidence that we can win the next game. But even if we don't, we're only going to be 6-4. I mean, it just seems like a complacent attitude. Nobody feels dominant on either side here.
Scott, as I mentioned earlier, if the Pittsburgh Steelers win,
if karma
but
works,
you could also say this with the Cleveland Browns. Whoever wins this game, if Kansas City loses to Philadelphia on Monday night, we'll have the same record as the Kansas City Chiefs, whether it be the Steelers or the Browns.
That's nuts.
Right.
It's a kooky season this year with the NFL, and the depth and the game plans. They're really starting to show themselves. A lot of teams seems like they're just relying on talent of players and not play calling. And a lot of teams are relying on play calling and hoping that the talent's good enough. And I think the Steelers and the Browns are on that ladder. They are got the game plan. They just hoping the talent can come through where like the Buffalo Bills have talent out the wazoo and they can only run it 2 plays and they can only throw it if Josh Allen is scrambling for his ass. I didn't mean to say that.
Hey, don't throw this Matt Canada bad juju my way.
I like Matt Canada. I think he should get offensive coordinator of the year and turn it around. So, hey, we're going to get off football here just for a second. And I want to give you this opportunity. I'm so excited about this. I know it's a ways away, which December 7th, is that right, the date?
December 7th. It is a Thursday evening. It's going to be Steelers-Patriots pre-game tailgate extravaganza with the Experience Titan event at Topgolf in Bridgeville.
I'm so excited.
To 6:30 p.m.
I am so excited. So I think what we're going to do is bring this bobblehead collection down there.
Oh, good Lord. You're on your own.
And we're going to try and do a live shot from there. And then I think I'm going to try and pick out the greatest Pittsburgh sports fan on site, if I can. I don't know. We're going to work out those details, but I'm excited about going. I want you guys to come down, check out the Titan XT shingle, 160-mile-an-hour warranty. That's very necessary here in Pittsburgh. Anything else you could say about the Tamco building supplies up there in Cleveland?
For sure. One thing about the event, open registration, or you can come register to walk the event. But what's really going to be going on is we're going to have live demos, up to 5 live learning demos from Titan XT. And what it is, it's going to be taking all the attributes of the technology we put in this jingle, and we're going to show them off with live demonstrations versus competition and why we know and why we feel like it is the best premium architectural shingle in the market. And that's why we have quality contractors such as TEK Roofing Specialists, not to mention the #1 on the list, first certified contractor for Tamco in the Western Pennsylvania market.
Oh, thank you so much. And I will say this, too. I've been with Tamco for a little over 10 years now, and I've been doing it for 30 years. I've put on every kind of shingle and every brand out there. I can tell you the differences, and this is the best shingle, has the best warranty, and we're going to guarantee quality, and we can give you references. Just give us a call, 412-969-1167. It's gutter cleaning season. You know as well as I do, Thegan, that if you don't get your gutters cleaned, it's not the shingle fault, is it?
Exactly. And that's a perfect time to take advantage of your services for that. Give TEK Roofing Specialists a call. Quick and easy, painless process, and it'll take care of long, stressful headaches later on down the road when we have thawing and freezing going on with crazy weather, how it's been the last few years. We know it's going to happen. Take advantage of this special right now.
Yeah, I did a bunch of them today, and I already found a whole bunch of stuff other than gutters that I had to fix on the people's roof, and they were so happy that I was able to take care of it for them for a very cheap price because I was already there. So, anyhow, we're fixing to go to break. Brian, take us out.
All right, thanks for joining us, Egan. We'll look forward to the game on Sunday and talking to you next Wednesday. Take care. You guys have been listening to WBVP 99.3. You can check us out at Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. We'll be back in just 2 minutes.
Have you heard the phrase that champions are made, not born? Well, not only does it take hard work and dedication to become a champion, but you want to look like a champion too. Mr. Trophy is here to make that happen, whether it's on the field or off the field. They have you covered from t-shirts to hoodies, mugs to plaques, yard signs to vinyl banners, awards to trophies. They do all sizes, shapes, and colors. They're your one-stop shop for awards, apparel, gifts, and more. Mr. Trophy is located on Bennett's Run Road near Spotlight 88 in North Swickley. Visit Mr. Trophy's website at mrtrophypa.com.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
At Geneva College, your academic experience will prepare you with exceptional expertise in your chosen field. But what you'll learn is so much more than just that. Integrating faith and learning, you'll grow to see God's purpose and calling in your life's work. You'll be challenged to imagine how the world around you could be different and what your part might be in making that difference. You were made to live courageously. Visit geneva.edu today.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
You're listening to 99.3 FM, presented by St. Barnabas, in addition to 1230 WBVP Beaver Falls.
Hey, Peanuts!
Welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I'm Brian Pasquale. I'm in the St. Barnabas studio here with co-host Scott Kincaid. Our producer Ryan is here to take your calls at 724-774-1888. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Tamco Building Supplies, as well as TEK Roofing. Give Scott a call for all your roofing needs at 412-969-1167. Also, make sure you get down to Just One More Sports Bar on 7th Avenue and 10th Street in downtown Beaver Falls. Ryan, on the way here, I was listening to your podcast from yesterday.
Okay.
And before you tell everybody about that, you're a little bit of a conspiracy theorist.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big-time conspiracy theorist.
I already knew this.
I am. I always have been. Never back all the way back to high school. I've been into conspiracy type things.
Like
yes.
lizard people or sports conspiracies?
Area 51?
Everything, yeah. I think that we could have
one of my best friends
about any of those things.
One of my best friends moved to Area 51 and ran for office there. He still lives there.
Do you guys recall, real quick before we do get started, remember a few years back there was this plan to rush Area 51?
Yes.
And then less than 2 months later, COVID happened.
Yeah.
So 1 second we're threatening to rush Area 51. Next thing you know, the world governments have us locked in our homes where we can't even come outside. I don't know. Coincidence? It could be, but you know what?
I wasn't rushing anything.
Upside.
I'll let the other people figure out what happened down there.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't going there, Area 51.
I'll sit on the recliner and watch what happens. So tell us about Two Dumb DUM Yinzers.
Yes, everybody, go check it out. We do have a podcast. It's every day, Monday through Friday, from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on YouTube, and it's as Brian and Scott say, it's dumb, D-U-M. It's www.the2dumbyinzers.com. Guys, we are going to be opening our lines back up also on the Two Dumb Yinzers show, where you will be able to call in as early as next week, so I'll certainly keep everybody posted on that. But the show that we do live every day, it gets uploaded over on Spotify in podcast form at 8 o'clock p.m. that same day. So every day, Monday through Friday, check us out. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, you were talking about the Broncos and Bills last field goal attempt and how you didn't have confirmed proof that there were 12 men on the field.
Well, me personally, now I could go back and say that I do have sources that went and looked and they could spot 12 people, but as the game was going on, I found it odd that they quickly went to this play that changed the game. Obviously, Denver misses the field goal. 12 men on the field happens. They get the ball. They get a chance to kick it again, and he kicks it and makes it. Now, as you're watching the game, the announcer, whether it was Joe Buck or Troy or whoever it was, they start counting on the screen. They said, we can't really tell at this angle, but we'll do our best to do this for you. They count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait a minute, the play is starting. They stop talking about it and then proceed with the next play, which was a made field goal. Never talked about it again, never brought the play up again. So, there's definitely theories that I do. I have names. I could drop names on the air if you'd like, that people were connecting to these conspiracies. But this was certainly something that I was telling everybody before this game. I said, watch, Denver will win. They says, you know what, Josh Allen, he's due for a comeback. He hasn't been playing well. This Buffalo team's better than Denver. I said, watch. From what I know, from the information I gathered, Denver will win. And it came down to that last drive where it was a penalty that got them down the field. It was a couple bizarre plays that got them down the field. They kick the field goal, miss it. Then there's 12 men on the field. They get the opportunity. They kick the field goal at the end of the game and win, which was the 6th game of the weekend that was won.
Record. That's a record.
By a last-minute field goal.
By 2 games.
And if these conspiracy theories are way out of line, why isn't there blowouts in the NFL anymore? I believe the only
but
team.
Why does that game bother you? Why does that game bother you, not your beloved Steelers game?
Because you want me to get into it? I mean, I could give you.
I mean, that was a lateral.
We all know.
Everybody
it was
on
actually
the TV,
backwards.
The
it wasn't
entire
even a lateral.
nation and the entire world knew that was a lateral. It was
How
being
did they miss it
reviewed.
on the review?
Only the people in New York City that are reviewing it said, no, that's a good call.
Which is ridiculous because we all seen that it was a terrible call.
Yeah.
So, but are you trying to devalue the legitimacy of all these scores now, Ryan?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Sorry, if you want to listen
where
to
you're going, because at some point you got to go. It is what it is.
You have to let me paint this picture, Scott. Otherwise, you're not going to understand what I'm talking about.
If we're going to go there, then you might as well go ahead and tell Tom Brady he didn't win all those Super Bowls.
No, listen.
You might as well tell the Seattle Seahawks that they did win one and the Steelers have one less. You could go back in history and see where this conspiracy theory of who's going to win and the ref made the call or whatever it is.
You got to let me explain.
All right, I'm going to let you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Tonight?
Okay.
Did I get to talk? Brian said, I drove all this way. Do I get to say anything?
This was the point that I made on my show. I started out with this yesterday. There are 2 referees in this league. It was brought to my attention by a video that I came across online last week. And this gentleman was talking about the refereeing and officiating in the NFL being a bit bizarre this year. So I continued to listen to what he said. And he says these 2 gentlemen's names. One guy's a black gentleman, one guy's a white gentleman. These guys are referees in the NFL. One, in the games that these guys are officiating, or the head referees, if you follow back, every game wins by favor of the underdog. And the 2 this week that he mentioned on his video was the Vikings, who were the underdogs to the Saints, who won, which I didn't think was a big surprise. I thought the Vikings could probably win that game.
Can I find out who these guys ref whenever we make our picks?
I already know one of them.
And listen,
we call him Hockaloogie, but
no, that's not him.
It's not Hockaloogie.
No. So, and the other one, guys, was the Denver Broncos Buffalo game. And this gentleman says, watch this week. These 2 gentlemen are refereeing these 2 games. Watch, the underdog will win. So I watched through the weekend. The Vikings did beat the Saints, which again, I didn't find much as a surprise. But this Buffalo Bills team, against the team that let up 70 points earlier this season, I thought this is the one to watch. If you want to hold any weight to this theory, and the Buffalo Bills did lose to the Denver Broncos again on a controversial ending play. The names, if you would like me to give you the names, I could do that, and you could follow for yourself. And like I said on my show, the guy who did the video, he may or may not be dead. I can't track him down now. I mean, he's probably public enemy number 1. But I'm going to go ahead and just relay the information because I didn't create the information. I am just going to tell you the names that he said, and you're going to be able to follow along. The 2 gentlemen's names are Adrian Hill.
Okay.
Adrian Hill and Bill Vinovich. Vinovich.
Are they kind of like Obama, who got in office with a $1 million net worth and
sure
left
they're like
office
Obama.
a billionaire?
The point of what I'm saying is,
what do the refs make a year?
Every week,
What is
you
he
can
worth?
follow these guys and see where they're officiating, where they're the head referee, and follow for yourself and see if it is the underdog that does win. See if it's the underdog that.
Where are they this week?
I'm not sure. I don't even know if it's announced yet.
I need to know this before I make my pick.
But you could then also
so concerned with the pick all of a sudden.
If
Brian
it is the last, if it's a game that comes down to the last play, if it's a game that comes down to a controversial play, all I know is last week I saw on a video that these 2 guys, every game has been involved in these kind of games.
Just weird.
And he watched, and of course, those 2 underdogs did win. And if you want to follow it down to the very end, the last drive of that Bills game, I thought was a bit suspect, but there you go. I hopefully I don't come up missing.
So I think I got hired. He's not like a super sports fan, but he follows sports. He's just your average 20-year-old. He's still looking at chicks and whatnot, but he watches sports somewhat, so forth. And he said to me, "What game have you when's the last time you watched a game that was officially or officiated correctly from beginning to end. And what game? Can you name a game? This is actually an interesting fact. Can you name a game where on either side of whatever fan you are that the officiating was perfect?
I am going to name somebody's name. This is a friend of yours.
How
and
can
if you
that
let
not,
him fall
how
off the
can that
line
not be
one
perfect?
more time, Joel is going to come after you. Please, let's get Jerome. Let's get Joel on the line.
Hey, you know what? Joel used to live in the Bronx, so his nickname up there might have been Jerome.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll have to ask
But
him. How you
please-
doing, buddy?
Yes.
Hey, you call me Jerome one more time. I'm going to fill up an application and go to interview tomorrow.
I feel like I just saw you today. We were up there cleaning gutters. Did a lot of good work today. I thought you were teaching baseball to the great young sluggers of the future that hopefully play for the Pirates. Of course, if they're going to make money,
Yes,
hopefully they play for the Mets.
I am teaching. Just got a little bit of a break. Decided to check in on Facebook, see how you guys were doing, and figure why not make a quick call and talk to you guys for a little bit.
You called when you first called. Thegan was on the line, and we had to get Tamco in, which is great. You're going to be there, right? December 7th, down at Top Golf.
I am. Yes, I'm
Yeah.
hoping to be there as well. To be able to enjoy that event. Sounds
You
pretty
hit a
awesome.
heck of a golf ball. I already know. I played golf with you. You can knock it out. I think you could probably hit it out at Top Golf. I'd be interested to see how that works. You know what I mean? So while I got you on the line, you made picks last week, and Brian's dying to talk about his picks because he beat.
Oh, my goodness,
Because
here we
he
go.
picked me, and so the wife has been doing picks too. For you guys out there don't know, my wife's been doing picks with us, and she's blowing all of us away. First of all, she got
I need this proof.
she got every single game right last
I
week.
need proof.
And then Joel
And
and
she
I
picked the scores.
Joel and I did his picks last week. You got 9 right. We thought you only got 8. You got 9 right according to her because you got the tiebreaker. So you beat Brian. You got 9. He got 8. I got 7. Tori got 15. That's my wife's name, Tori. Is that what you got?
That's exactly, yes. 9, 8, and 7. Yes.
And so I'm wondering if Brian and I should retire and you and my wife should just hook up here at the radio station and give better advice on picks.
Yikes.
I don't know.
Hey, Joel, do you have 2 more minutes to wait? Because we do have a hard break. Scott likes to just keep on rolling for 4 straight hours.
It's called
and a 2.
enjoyable listening there, Brian. It's enjoyable listening.
Can you hang on for 2 minutes, Joel?
Yes, I'll give you guys 2 minutes to break, 5 minutes after that.
All right. We'll be
right.
right back. You've been listening to WBVP 99.3. You can check us out at Beaver County Radio Facebook Live.
TEK Roofing Specialists are known for quality, honesty, and efficiency. You can reach them at 412-969-1167. Whether it's a small leak or a new roof, TEK Roofing Specialists will fix the problem. Check out TEK Roofing on Facebook to see quality work they've done. TEK Roofing uses only the best products like Tamco's Titan XT Premium Shingles with a 160-mile-per-hour wind warranty. That's TEK Roofing Specialists, 412-969-1167. Insured, licensed, and certified.
At Geneva College, your academic experience will prepare you with exceptional expertise in your chosen field. But what you'll learn is so much more than just that. Integrating faith and learning, you'll grow to see God's purpose and calling in your life's work. You'll be challenged to imagine how the world around you could be different and what your part might be in making that difference. You were made to live courageously. Visit geneva.edu today.
Tune in every Saturday morning at 8:30 a.m. for another insightful edition of Living Well, a special segment on Beaver County Radio designed to help you enjoy the best, most fulfilling, and healthiest life possible. Hosted by Dr. Joseph Maroon and Jeff Boast, and presented by St. Barnabas. Living Well, Saturday mornings at 8:30, right here on Beaver County Radio, WBVP Beaver Falls, WMVA Ambridge, along with 99.3 FM and 95.7 FM.
Hi, this is Bob Barrickman here for Fry Transportation. When it comes to school buses in Beaver County, it sure is hard not to notice the shiny Fry Transportation fleet. Fry Transportation has been a local family-owned Beaver County business for over 30 years. As any successful football team must be dependable and reliable, these same qualities have made Fry Transportation a champion operation. Best wishes to all local teams and safe travels to the gridirons this season. From your friends at Fry Transportation.
Hey, Peanuts!
Welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I'm Brian Pasquale. I'm in the same part of his studios here with our co-host Scott Kincaid. We'd like to thank our sponsors, Tamco Building Supplies, as well as TEK Roofing. Give Scott a call for all your roofing needs at 412-969-1167. Also, make sure you get down to Just One More Sports Bar in downtown Beaver Falls on 7th Avenue and 10th Street. Joel, before Scott gets going, what's up with the call? Is there something particular you wanted to talk about?
Not at all. Just wanted to check in. I feel like I missed you guys. I didn't want you guys to be upset that I wasn't there this week.
Well, I was able to listen to the whole show last week, and you did an excellent job. Please, whenever you fill in again, don't do it anymore. I need job security, Joel.
On top of doing a great.
I'm sitting here at this table, Joel. I'm sitting here at this table, and there's an empty chair. So we don't have to get rid of anybody, Brian, to bring Joel on. And whenever he wants to come on and be a
Joel,
regular,
I have another idea, Ryan.
He does a great job teaching the young minds how to hit the baseball.
Hey, he really does. Very informative, I have to say.
And I've always encouraged that is his calling. I just know it is. I can feel it. I can tell it that's what he does. And so I've always supported it. And so and
Joel, the seat I was thinking was at the head of the table.
Right.
Oh, well.
Hey, I tell you what, on top of...
Right there behind... Oh,
no, you're great. Go ahead,
behind all the figurines.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you love to have this collection already, though, Joel? Wouldn't you just love to have it? Would you love to have it? Would you pay $5 for a raffle ticket for it, which we're not going to do a raffle, but if so, is that worth...
I would do that.
You would do that. See, it's a great collection, and this is going to continue to grow.
Don't know is that what you probably don't know is that I'm going to enter the contest and I'm going to win it.
That's right.
All right, we've got a nice Chris Archer bobblehead for you.
One thing, though, Joel, that I do notice that there is a new thing here on the table. This plate with Willie Stargell on it. I think that's really cool.
Yes.
I would rock that.
You could eat off of that on Thanksgiving.
Right?
I was kind of not even going to put it up there. I kind of want to keep that one because it's still in the package. But it's just the same. This is all part of the package. You really need to get the whole thing, and the Willie Stargell is obviously one of the front runners of the most sought after. I like the McCutcheon bobblehead. There's also a McCutcheon figurine. I guess they were out of Springs that year. I don't know.
He's got the long hair. He's got the semi-long hair and
That's the good one, right? The bobblehead. Oh, he has the long hair in the other one too.
Well, Joe, we've got to get into our picks here. Is there anything else before we let you go?
Oh, I think he's going to do the picks with us.
Are you doing the picks with us? I thought you said you only had 5 minutes. Are you there?
Sorry, Brian, lost you there for a quick second.
Oh, it's all right. Are you around to do the picks, or you have to go back to work?
I may not be able to go through all of them. If you guys are going to start picking, I can try to get through them. I have to get back.
Well, let's get rocking and rolling.
You know what? I just want to hear what your one pick is. As a big Steeler fan, I want to know what your score and your pick is for this weekend's game.
I have another game I want to hear too. Can I add a game? Joel, can we get 2 games from you?
Yes, sir. Go
and then
for
we'll
it.
let you get back to what you're doing.
So the first game is the Ravens hosting the Bengals
tomorrow night.
Thoughts on that?
I think the Bengals are going to take this game. I'm probably going to believe there's going to be a very tight game. I think the Ravens are going to have the same issue. They're going to drop this ball on the fourth quarter, and Cool Joe is going to take care of business at the end of that game.
All right, and then your thoughts on the Steelers traveling to Cleveland at 1:00 on Sunday.
That covers the whole AFC North.
I'm definitely taking the Steelers, and not necessarily because I am a fan. I just feel that is going to be a little too much for the Browns to overcome all these losses. I think that might catch up to them. at some point. Very tight game. If I have to give a score on that game, I'm probably going to go about 20-13 on the win on that for the Steelers.
And I think that would be a crime without telling you, Joel, which the host of the show hasn't done yet. You did, in fact, win the picks last week. You did pick better than Scott live on the show. Yes. Everybody give it up. Give it up for Joel.
Hey, there you go. And
Thank you.
I know you got to go back to work. Make sure you make all your picks and send them to me before the end of the night so we can submit them, and I will make sure Ryan gets them, and you can be a part of the picks this week because I think it's great to have more people on this competition.
Thank you so much, Scott. And if you let me just chime in to a couple.
I mean,
of
last
points
place
from what
is
I was
still
talking
last
about
place.
last week.
Go ahead.
Yes, if you let me chime in a couple of different points just from the stuff that I talked about last week when it came to I think you probably mentioned this earlier in the show, the sellout Citi Field that the Dominican Baseball League did.
Amazing.
How, it was actually a 2-day series. They did a Saturday and a Sunday, both sellouts in Citi Field. Amazing experience from the people that I know that were there and all the videos that I watched. So, actually had a good friend tell me that they were able to find the games in the in MLB Network Plus. Whatever you do, the app that you have to pay that little extra. Apparently, they do show some games in there. So the people that were interested in following the league, there is ways to do it outside of YouTube as well.
You know what? And they call baseball America's game. But after doing this show and getting to know you, Joel, I believe the Dominica has stole that from America, and it's Dominican game. They have more passion. The people are more passionate about it. The players are better. We've proven that on the show. There's a higher percentage of Dominican players than there should be in the league. Not to take away from anybody else, but wow, what a great thing. What a great thing that's going on there. And we're definitely going to keep reporting what's going to happen when the Dominican World Series comes down. And
it's pretty awesome, and I do believe that Dominicans and Latin America in general play with a lot of passion the sport, and the fans are really passionate about it. It's not about the money; it's about the passion of the sport and representing your country. I think
that's where baseball originated from too.
Last point, so I can move on and let you guys do your picks. I know we talked about a little bit about Formula One. I was investigating a little information to see what the race is going to be like, and it is on Saturday night at 1 a.m. This morning we were talking about this, and you said if I was going to be doing day drinking. Apparently I'm going to be doing late night drinking on Saturday night.
So it's technically like on Sunday, like Sunday at 1 a.m.?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so Saturday night. Yeah, that's Saturday night to me too.
This race starts at 1 o'clock in the morning in Vegas? That's shocking to me.
Yeah, so if you look,
I guess due to traffic, it's better.
Sunday 1 a.m.
Sunday at 1 a.m.
All right. Well, thanks, Joel. I appreciate you subbing in last week again. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate Scott letting you talk there. I don't know how you do it, Joel. I just do not know how you do it, brother.
It is always great having you on, my man.
Thank you so much, guys. I'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, bro. Take care, dude.
All right, guys, you guys been listening to St. Barnabas here at 99. I thought you said we were going to a hard break.
No,
we got 5.
We have to.
We got to start the break. Picks.
Get to the picks.
All right.
Okay.
So here we go.
Sorry, guys.
Sheesh. It's his first night here, guys.
Y'all doing hand signals like I'm deaf, and I don't know sign language.
I don't think we did any signals.
I saw.
All right, so we got to get in our picks. So let's get a few in before the break
okay. As Brian did mention to Joel on the phone, the first game of the week starts tomorrow night. Which I'm going to be honest with you, the past few weeks, the games I thought were difficult to pick. There was a lot of good teams pinned up against good teams. I think you're going to find that these, with the exception of 3 different football games, I think a lot of these games I think are going to be more easily predictable than they usually are. But these first 2, I believe, will be difficult, guys. First game tomorrow night, starting off the weekend. Bengals at Ravens, AFC North, interdivision. I'm going to start with you, Scott. Scott, Bengals or the Ravens?
Perfect timing, Ryan.
You couldn't decide who to do it to. And he saw me put a food in my mouth, and he said, I'm going to pick on Scott. You know what? I like the Ravens.
Holy smokes. That was great, Ryan.
I like the Ravens.
He took the biggest bite of pizza with ranch. He's probably got ranch down his shirt.
I can hear the ranch right now.
I'm still Johnny Cash. I picked the Ravens. I'm just going to keep it simple and sweet. I picked the Ravens.
All right.
They're at home, right?
They are at home. Yes, yes. I think every AFC North game they have remaining is at home. Brian, over to you.
Harbaugh doesn't lose 2 games in a row or 3 games in a row.
They have a history of. You know what? We'll get back to that. Over to you, Brian. Brian, the Bengals at the Ravens.
I really think the Bengals are going to win this game. I think they're just going to go in there and dominate. So I'm going to pick the Ravens at home, even though I think the Bengals are going to go just beat them up.
All right.
Wait a minute. Who did he just pick?
He said the Cincinnati Bengals will dominate this week and do everything right. So he is going to pick the Ravens to win this game.
What is going on
Even
here?
though they'll be outplayed by Cincinnati.
He's like the
Correct.
Houdini of picks.
Okay, I'm just making sure I got that clear.
Yep.
So we both have the Ravens.
Yeah, sorry. I really wanted to pick the Bengals, but
You know what? Since we're saving the Steeler game till later, I was I
know
was
that's next on the
dishonest.
list. That's next on the list. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah,
Dolphins
so we're
and
going to go
Raiders.
over that. So I was being dishonest. I think that is one of the big games. We're going to skip past that, guys. The next game that we are going to predict, though, is the Raiders at the Dolphins. The Raiders at the Dolphins. Brian, we'll start with you.
the Raiders are an okay team. There's a lot of okay and bad teams this year. The Dolphins have proven to be one of the top teams, but then they've also just stunk a few weeks. But I'm going to go with the Dolphins. Tua.
All right, and we got one more pick before we got to slide the break. This is going to come to you, Scott. Do you want to take a bite or anything before you take this pick?
Well.
All right. Dolphins are hosting the Raiders. Raiders coming clear over from Las Vegas to play the Dolphins in South Florida.
That doesn't matter where they're going. And then Miami doesn't have a home field advantage.
So
I'm going to go
does that
against my
mean-
wife. My wife's totally picking the Dolphins, and she wins every week, so I should pick the Dolphins. She's picked them every week, but they're not a perfect record.
And the scores.
Actually, but the
And
Dolphins
the amount of
lost.
yards,
Didn't the Dolphins lose?
first downs.
Dolphins didn't play last week.
No, they were off.
That's why she was perfect.
Brian, I'm going to send it back over
So
to you.
I'm going to go with Raiders.
And we will be back. I do got you on that Raiders.
All right. You guys have been listening to WBVP 99.3. You can check us out at Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. We will be back talking NFL.
How this pizza is.
TEK Roofing Specialists are known for quality, honesty, and efficiency. You can reach them at 412-969-1167. Whether it's a small leak or a new roof, TEK Roofing Specialists will fix the problem. Check out TEK Roofing on Facebook to see quality work they've done. TEK Roofing uses only the best products like Tamco's Titan XT Premium Shingles with a 160-mile-per-hour wind warranty. That's TEK Roofing Specialists, 412-969-1167. Insured, licensed, and certified.
At Geneva College, your academic experience will prepare you with exceptional expertise in your chosen field. But what you'll learn is so much more than just that. Integrating faith and learning, you'll grow to see God's purpose and calling in your life's work. You'll be challenged to imagine how the world around you could be different and what your part might be in making that difference. You were made to live courageously. Visit geneva.edu today.
Have you heard the phrase that champions are made, not born? Well, not only does it take hard work and dedication to become a champion, but you want to look like a champion too. Mr. Trophy is here to make that happen, whether it's on the field or off the field. They have you covered from t-shirts to hoodies, mugs to plaques, yard signs to vinyl banners, awards to trophies. They do all sizes, shapes, and colors. They're your one-stop shop for awards, apparel, gifts, and more. Mr. Trophy is located on Bennett's Run Road near Spotlight 88 in North Swickley. Visit Mr. Trophy's website at mrtrophypa.com.
In order to call the right play, you have to be able to communicate. Dental hygiene not only affects appearance and eating habits, it can also have an impact on your ability to speak clearly. Dr. C. Timothy Lip wants you to keep your teeth in the game, and he has a playbook designed for success so that you can call the right play or even call an audible. Get suited up for a win, or at least a winning smile, by joining Dr. C. Timothy Lip's team in Beaver Falls or Robinson Township. Visit lipdentistry.com.
Hey, Peanuts!
Welcome back to the Hey Peanut Sports Show. I'm Brian Pasquale. I'm in the same part of a studio here with co-host Scott Kincaid. I'd like to thank our sponsors, Tamco Building Supplies, as well as TEK Roofing. Give Scott a call for all your roofing needs at 412-969-1167. Make sure you get down to Just One More Sports Bar, downtown Beaver Falls on 7th Avenue and 10th Street. Scott.
All right. Oh, I get it. He said I couldn't do anything fast. I'm going to do this real fast. I go to church at Pathways here in Chippewa, which is in Beaver County. You're more than welcome to come out. It's a non-denominational church. We love it up there. We've been going there since we moved up here. And they do this thing at Christmas. I think it's really cool. If you want to be a part of this, you don't have to come to the church. Just reach out to me. I will hook you up with a shoebox. It's called the Christmas Shoebox Project. And what you do is you fill up the shoebox with toothpaste, a toothbrush, all this other, maybe a little toy, this, that, and the other. They put some stuff in there, a New Testament Bible, and then they find third world nations that have no idea who Jesus is, and they give these things out as a Christmas presents, and it's a really great thing. So I did that real fast.
You did, and I figured out how this pen detracts. It only took me 3 hours. Curtis gave me a pen because I didn't have
You
a
just
rating
had to
test.
push the button.
And no, you have to push like the little part that like on the side. All right,
And
Ryan.
This is why Brian is single. He didn't know what
It was Jesus.
He didn't know what button to
It
push.
was the Jesus talk. He made it figure out to me. All right, we have like less than 10 minutes.
We have less than 10 minutes, guys. Let's blow through these. We got 2 games already predicted. Here we go. Next game on the list is the Chicago Bears at the Detroit Lions. Scott, I'm going to come to you first on this one. Chicago Bears at Detroit.
Well, Lions are right on the fence. They're the best team in football, I think. I think they're the best team. I actually now, at midseason, I think they're the one that's going to be there at the end on the NFC. So I'm going to pick the Lions. They're kind of struggling right now, and the Bears are on an upswing because they just won one, but I just think the Lions are better.
Brian.
You got to go with Eminem and the Detroit Lions.
Absolutely. All right, this is going to start with Brian. Brian, this is going to be an AFC South matchup.
Oh God, they still playing?
This is Scott's.
You know Eminem's a Bengals fan, by the way. Go ahead. Sorry.
I saw him at the Lions
I'm
games.
speechless, but next game on the list is going to be a good one. This isn't one of the ones I was talking about, but Brian, let's start with you on this. The Titans at the Jaguars. Titans at Jaguars. Jacksonville just lost that game to San Francisco pretty bad.
They're going to bounce back. Trevor Lawrence at home. Although the Texans are for real, but yeah, I'm going Jaguars.
It's the Titans. I'm sorry.
Oh, the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, it's not even close. They're terrible.
Right.
I thought it was Texans.
Scott,
Okay.
over to you. Jacksonville's hosting the Titans.
I just don't even know how the Titans are keeping it together as a professional team. They somehow did it. They actually put up a good
the
fight
SEC
against
declined
the
them to join next season.
I guess so. You're welcome to go to the Big Ten or the Pac-12 because they have room. No, they just have like a lot of undrafted free agents. They got new ownership, and I mean they had a great coach. They just got a great coach, and so I mean we see in Pittsburgh what
Oh my
a great
God, he
coach,
wears floods.
what a great coach can
Has a
do
big can
for
of chew in
you.
his right back pocket.
All right, on to the next game, fellas. This one's going to start with you, Scott. The Green Bay
You
Packers.
didn't even get my pick.
I mean, we could get them all in, or we could listen to you said Jacksonville.
Jaguars.
Yeah, that's what
all
I
right.
have here.
Okay.
All right, next game is the Packers, the team the Steelers just beat. They're heading home to play Lambeau Field this weekend. They're going to be hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. Scott, Chargers at Packers. Who do you like?
I'm a cheese fan in this one.
Okay. Brian, you like cheese also?
Jeez. No, I'm going to go with the road team here.
All right.
Give me the Chargers.
Okay. So, Brian, you're going to be kicking off this next one. A team that we just did say was playing pretty well this year. The Houston Texans are going to be hosting the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, give me the Texans at home. Cardinals are bad. Check out my pen.
Wow. I like it. Scott, same question. The Houston Texans hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Do you have any preference in this football game?
You know what? I think the Texans are like the team to beat now, too, on the AFC. I just think they're really good. C.J. Stroud is, if you watch him in the pocket, he is always ready to throw. He makes it look easy, kind of like Tom Brady.
You got to like what you're saying.
His body's
from
always
CJ.
in his position to give you the quick shot, and he's got a strong arm. And, I mean, the Texans are a team to look out definitely down the future, assuming that Houston isn't stupid and get rid of them or do something stupid. You know, they're just known to do something stupid and take great talent.
That
and
division's
fail
due
it.
for a team to really step forward.
Keep Stroud away from the Houston massage parlors.
All right. There you have it. Next game, Scott, this is starting with you. The the Cowboys from Dallas, they traveled to the East Coast to play the Carolina Panthers. Panthers hosting the Cowboys. Scott, who do you like?
Panthers.
Okay. Over to you, Brian. Same question.
I think the Cowboys are a good team. I think they're going to go in there and win.
All right, okay. Brian, from that same division that the Cowboys come from, the two cellar dwellers, if you will, the Giants and the Commanders play one another. This is going to be a home game for the Commanders. Brian, who do you like, Giants or Commanders?
Give me the Washington football team.
I was going to say, you can't pick them unless you say their name. You have to say their name.
And if you don't say their name, you got to take one of these bobbleheads home with you. So,
I'll take them to cut you one.
Right. Scott, same question, my friend.
Yeah, the Giants are so bad.
They're very, very
They're
bad.
just so bad. I can't pick them.
All right, Scott, that means this next one starts with you. The Buccaneers are heading over to the West Coast to play the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers coming off a win that they haven't achieved in almost a month. They finally get one last week. Now they're hosting the Buccaneers. Who do you like, the Buccaneers or the 49ers, Scott?
I hope they're not lazy, but I think the 49ers are kind of looking at the rest of their schedule as like, okay, now we had our losses. Let's just finish strong.
Yeah.
And I just think they're going to continue down that path.
And they look like a team that they started out as at the beginning of the season this past weekend. So
I was worried about Brock Purdy, but then his arm looked like good. So maybe it was just one of those minor injuries where it looked bad one game.
And that's a pretty good Jacksonville
and
team.
And that could happen.
A pretty good Jacksonville team that lost,
they lost
34-3 or something like this. So
Right.
Over to you, Brian. Same question. The 49ers hosting the Buccaneers. What do you think, bud?
The 49ers, the 6-3 49ers tied with the Steelers.
That's right.
Yeah, give me the 49ers.
Love it. All right, guys. The next game on the list is an inner New York game. The Jets are going to be traveling over to Western New York to play the Buffalo Bills. Brian, Jets at Bills. Both of these teams are kind of desperate for a win. What do you think?
I got to go with the Bills at home, although, boy, they were supposed to be a powerhouse. And I think before the season, I did say that I think that they were starting to age out a little bit. And Josh Allen is just not careful with the ball.
What was that?
And then the next game, he could play like the best quarterback in the league. So I'm thinking the Jets don't go in there and win.
Scott, Jets at Bills.
Do you remember this game that you played when you were a kid called Techno Bowl?
Oh, my gosh, that was the best.
Right, and how many plays did you have?
4.
And so you got 8 plays between two teams on offense.
There was 2 runs, a pass,
so
and a
who's going to win?
play.
If these two teams are playing Techno Bowl, who's going to win? I think the Bills should win, and it's at home, right?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll take the Jills.
All right. We got 4 games left, guys. Let's get them in. Scott, Seattle at the Rams. Seattle at the L.A. Rams.
I like Seattle. I like Seattle against the Lions in the NFC Championship. That's how much I like the Seattle team.
So you're going Seattle on this?
I'm picking the same.
Okay. All right, guys.
That's going to be a good game. The Rams are not like laid down type
I don't
of
think
team.
it is. I think Seattle's going to win.
And it's in the greatest stadium in history right now. Like that's the nicest stadium to play a football game in the world.
And if you love parking prices, $150, $125 to $150 to park.
Right. How much does it cost to go to Disney World?
I have no clue.
Right.
Next game on the list.
I have no clue. Next game on the list. I love it.
The Vikings at the Broncos. Vikings at Broncos. Scott, this starts with you.
Oh my God, this is the toughest one. I was looking it over because Josh Dobbs is playing like I said he always would. And if I pick him, he's going to screw it up. And if I don't, he'll do great. So I'm going to pick the Broncos and hope Josh Dobbs wins. But I'm picking the Broncos to win the game, but I hope Josh Dobbs wins.
It's an interesting strategy. Over you, Brian.
I'll go with the Vikings.
Okay. 2 games left. Again, these are the 2 biggest games, in my opinion, next to the one that's played tomorrow night. Guys, the Monday Night Football game.
Biggest game of the
Philadelphia
week.
Eagles at the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead, the team with the best record in the league, going in a Super Bowl rematch. Eagles, Chiefs. Brian, who do you think?
God, I mean, how do you pick against the Eagles? I mean, I just think Arrowhead is going to be the 12th man, and somehow the Chiefs pull this one off, even though I think the Eagles are a better team.
I think this could go either way. Over to you, Scott.
I think this game is going to be the better team is the Eagles, but because it's at home and because the Chiefs at the Super Bowl, the guy that was in charge of the field was a Chiefs guy. And he retired. He was in charge. Did you know this? The guy who was in charge of the football field of the Super Bowl was the same guy every year since the beginning of the Super Bowl. And he's a Chiefs fan. And he retired last year, and the Chiefs were in the Super Bowl, and the field paid a part of it. And I think that the Chiefs have figured out the Eagles' situation, and we're just going to water our field.
I think
we're just going to water our field so much and prepare for a sloppy game when it should be perfect conditions. So I'm going to pick the Chiefs, but I think the Eagles are a better team.
I think the bigger question about this game is, are the referees going to play a part in the outcome of this game?
No. We go back to that. What game did the referee not play a part in? And then let's have that. We'll have a whole show on that.
We could work on that. We'll see how the game plays out.
So don't ruin the game by predicting that crap.
All right, so here we go. Last game that we're going to pick this week is the big one. The Steelers at the Browns. The Browns basically lost their whole offense. Both of these teams struggling this year with the offense, but both of these teams have really good defenses. Scott, I'm going to start with you, and I also need you to give me a score. What do you think the winner and the score is going to be for the Steelers at the Browns on Sunday afternoon?
I got 21-9 Steelers, and only because mediocre Mike Tomlin, which I think is coach of the year, or at least in the running for, has figured out the Browns over the years, and this is not an issue for him. This is a no-brainer. They don't even have a quarterback.
Brian.
I think the Steelers could go in and just totally lay a stinker and get surprised and get beat by the Browns, but I don't think that's going to happen, but it could. I do have the Steelers 17 and the Browns 13 in a very defensive game. There might even be just like defensive scores. I don't even know if either team.
I'm 1 point under his thing. If there's a tiebreaker, I win it.
No, he said 17 to 13. That's 30 points.
I said 21 to 9. That's 29 points. I'm 1 point under.
Did you say 20 to 9 or 21 to 9?
20 to 9.
See, we need something for his accent.
I know.
I'm missing
July.
Yeah. So it was 20 to 9.
All right,
20 to
guys.
9.
Well,
2 touchdowns, 2 field goals for the Steelers, 3 field goals for the Browns. That's what
All
I
right.
predict.
Well, we'll see what happens
We
this
have
Sunday.
it all here.
It was a great show. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you,
course.
Scott. I had fun with you guys. You've been listening to WBBP 99.3, and you can check us out at Beaver County Radio Facebook Live. We'll see you back here in 166 hours.
Like and share, baby.